Hi there! Before we get started, click the link above to watch a short video on sea level change. Now that you've watched the video, you know that we're going to be talking about the sea level today. This is going to help us make some predictions and describe some patterns in events around the world. It's important that we ask questions and investigate things happening around the world because it helps us to make a plan for the future. In front of you, you will have a piece of paper like this and your iPad. This piece of paper gives us some information, otherwise known as statistics, on the global sea level and how it's changed over time. So today we're going to try and find some trends in this data and hopefully find out what this global sea level change is all about. This will help us to understand how the Earth is changing, and it will give us some direction in thinking about the causes and effects of global sea level change. Have a look at the table on your piece of paper and have a quick think about what years the sea level has been measured in. After you've done that, how has the global sea level been measured? Is it in metres, centimetres or millimetres? What we're going to do now is use the data from this table to create a bar graph that gives us a better visual representation of the data. But before we do anything, we're going to read the information on our pieces of paper so that we have a better understanding of what this data is actually showing us. As a class, read the text on the page. Pause this video until you've finished. Now that we understand the data a little better, we're going to begin by opening up the Graph Power app on your iPads so that we can begin. The first thing we need to do is give our graph a name. I'm going to call my graph Global Sea Level. What are you going to name yours? We need to enter in our data. The first thing we need to think about is the range of data we'll be using so that we know how high the numbers on our graph are going to get. To figure this out, we need to look at the highest number in our table. The highest number in our table is, that's right, 79.5 millimetres. What we need to do is change our graph range to make sure that when we put in the data, it won't be missing on the graph. You can do that by moving this icon to the right like I did. Great! Now our data ranges from 0 to 100, which means all of our data will be shown on the graph. Perfect. Now it's time to label our axes. Axes are the two lines we can see here. It's important that we label them so that we know what we're graphing. Now that we've labelled our axes, let's put our data in. Click the table icon in the top right corner and type in the data from the two columns in our table. Follow me if you need help. Wow, would you look at that? By creating this graph together, we can see that sea levels are rising every year. Now that we know this information, let's go and investigate the causes and effects of a rising sea level.